Batman originally debuted back in 1939 on the pages of Detective Comic issue 27. Here, he began an insane career and became one of, if not the most popular superheroes of all time. Because of the character's fame, adaptations were inevitable. We've seen many people play Batman over the years, but which ones are the best? Well, stay tuned to today's video as we discuss the best Batman actors and rank them. George Clooney, 1997. Looking back at his time as Batman, George Clooney might have gotten into something that he didn't understand. Whilst getting into the production of Joel Schumacher's sequel, Batman and Robin, in 1996, the vast majority of the actors involved just didn't understand what was happening. The film was much different than we had previously seen from Batman, and George Clooney had no idea how different this Batman project would turn out to be. The film has been widely panned over the years, and George Clooney has even joked about it on many occasions regarding how he almost destroyed the Batman franchise. The film has various sets ranging from an evil ice skating rink to a blacklight painted street alley. All the fight scenes in the project were much more like choreographed acrobats than a fight, and the movie comes off more like a circus than a Batman film. The real cherry on top, however, is Batman in the project, as George Clooney does a pretty weird job as the character. We say weird as his suit is one of the most distinct, but one of the most iconic for the wrong reasons. He's equipped with various technologies that we would not see in any of the Batman movies, such as the Batman-branded Goth Card credit card, and even the famed Bat Nipples. It's safe to say that this is easily one of the worst Batman interpretations out there, but it's super iconic and we could not miss out on today's video. Will Arnett, 2014 to 2019. The next Batman in today's list didn't play the character in live action. Instead, Will Arnett played Batman in the Lego Batman films from 2014 to 2019. Many fans wanted a different style of Batman when it came to the Lego projects, and it seemed like Will Arnett had the job for that. Will Arnett was a Batman that no one expected, but everyone fell in love with it. He was effortless with his dark and gritty Batman tone, paired with his signature brand of sarcasm that was so perfect for his original outing in the Lego movie. Because of the success of this version of Batman, they created their own Lego Batman sequel to the original Lego movie. A sequel to this film was also in the works, but was shut down due to a legal dispute between Universal and Warner Brothers. Will Arnett's version of Batman is described as an inept bro character because nearly all of his jokes are in that sort of dude bro vein. He's an awesome version of the character and one that many people look back on with fond memories. Val Kilmer, 1995. One very controversial Batman is the 1995 version of the character played by Val Kilmer. He is very controversial because it's really hard to say that he was a bad Batman, but it's also really difficult to call him a good one. He came off the heels of the Tim Burton and Michael Keaton era of the character, so Val Kilmer had some very big boots to fill in. Director Joel Schumacher took a very different approach to the character, skewing the dark tone established by Burton and replacing it with a much more colorful 1960s-inspired version of the film. Gotham looks completely different in this outing, and it's one of the main reasons why people have a dispute over if this Batman is good or not. Unfortunately, the film often leads to more eye-roll moments than not because of the dialogue. Even the film's very first lines of dialogue begin with Alfred making a joke with Batman about a drive-thru. It's just got a weird tone throughout the entire film and never really found its footing. However, it's a Batman film that people look back on with fond memories, and we couldn't be where we were with Batman without Val Kilmer's version. It's a version you should check out if you haven't already. Ben Affleck, 2016 to 2017. These next two are in a lot of contention throughout the fan base right now, as we can't decide which one is better than the other. However, we sat down to think about it, and we thought that Ben Affleck should be the next one on today's list. Though his outings in Batman vs. Superman as well as Justice League were controversial, to say the least, he does do Batman some sort of justice. Ben Affleck put a lot of effort into the character and wanted to stay physically fit for the part, so he started packing on Thor-level muscles for his role. His character has a metered mix of stoicism and fury that also fits well with the adaptation and tone of the comic books. His version of Batman is much darker and grittier, which is why the next Batman is in such contention with him. However, the main thing that Ben Affleck's Batman falls short of is his idea of Bruce Wayne. His Bruce Wayne is non-existent and is just a rich boy with no real character. Compared to the next Batman we're going to get into, his Bruce Wayne has absolutely no depth. However, the main reason for this is that they never gave him enough screen time and never gave him a perfect balance between Batman and Bruce Wayne. We would love to see more from Ben Affleck in the future, but it seems like DC is falling apart with all of its plans. Robert Pattinson, 2022. The next Batman on today's list is Robert Pattinson's Batman, who is heavily inspired by the gritty Batman comics of the late 1980s, as well as Christopher Nolan's recent trilogy of Batman films. The reason why these two Batman were so close in contention was because of their gritty nature being compared. Both Robert Pattinson and Ben Affleck have very similar approaches to the character, but we would say that Robert Pattinson takes it to a whole new level. His version of Batman is a culmination of the last 30 years of the Batman mythos, both in live action and animation. Matt Reeves also decides to explore the idea of Batman in his early days as a crime fighter, with his time as a tortured, confused, and brooding character. Robert Pattinson is a perfect Batman, and also creates the amazing balance between Bruce Wayne and Batman that we get to see in many of the Batman films. The only one we could say who had this mix was Christian Bale's Batman, but we'll get into that later. Robert Pattinson's Batman is uneven sometimes, being a genius, and other times being quite dumb. He then heads off to senselessly beat people to the ground and other times let them walk away. You can tell how confused and brooding this version of Batman is, trying to figure out who he is and who he can be in the future. He's a phenomenal take on the character, and we cannot wait to see more of him in the next two films. Christian Bale, 2005 to 2012. Christian Bale's Batman is easily one of the best, and even won an Academy Award for the character. Another reason why his version of Batman is so good is that the director, Christopher Nolan, crafted a beautiful Gotham City that was fitting for this version of the character. Christian Bale does a perfect job of playing both Bruce Wayne and Batman, allowing his acting chops to see through in both versions. It's like the character has come straight from the comic books, but this time with a very distinct voice. Because this isn't a Bruce Wayne countdown list, the reason why this one is so high is because of his perfect depiction of Batman. Though his Bat voice is definitely over the top at points in the trilogy and teeters on the edge of parodies and mockeries, his Batman is almost perfection. Between all three films, there are so many amazing moments with the character, but the one thing that drags him down is a few dad jokes that take him down a peg. He's easily one of the most perfect Batman adaptations that we've ever seen, but the next one is perfection. Kevin Conroy, 1992 to 2023? No one on the earth has played Batman more times than Kevin Conroy did. Even though his original outing as the character in Batman the Animated Series went off the air in 1996, Kevin Conroy continued to voice the Caped Crusader in hundreds of different animated projects and even games. He even eventually appeared as Bruce Wayne in a cameo role during the Crisis on Infinite Earth on the CW. Kevin Conroy was Batman for an entire generation, and he's as synonymous with the character as anyone can get. Sadly though, he recently passed away in 2022, so it seems like we'll not be getting any more from the man himself. However, it was recently announced at the Game Awards that Kevin Conroy would be returning to Batman at least one more time to voice the character in Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League. This is an upcoming game created by Rocksteady Studios, who created the previous Arkham games. It seems like Kevin Conroy might have left us with a few surprises by having voiced Batman in some future roles that we are yet to hear about. All this being said, each of his iterations of Batman owe themselves a great deal to the brilliant animators from over the years. With his 6'2" frame, Kevin Conroy could have pulled off playing Batman in his early years, if they ever took it that far, but they never did. His vocal skills and contributions to the character have been greatly acknowledged by all, but at the end of the day, he's only half of a Batman in terms of playing the character. Despite this, however, he's easily the most iconic, even over someone like Michael Keaton. When you ask someone who Batman is, many of them will say Kevin Conroy. And that's all we have to discuss: Batman and the various adaptations of the character in today's video. Please let us know your thoughts in the comment section below. Hopefully, you enjoyed this latest video. If you did, would you please let us know in the comment section below? It would be very helpful. Make sure to like the video, comment down below, and of course, subscribe to the channel with the notification bell rung. Thank you for watching. Bye!